Well, we are back, people, for another episode of the 3P Podcast. I'm your girl, Nat the GM. That's my guy, Travis. Travis, say what's up.
Hello.
Travis.
Oh my God. Come on, let's get it over with.
No, we ain't getting nothing nowhere. You know what I mean? I told you I was confident, very confident.
I said you guys, I told you with my head, I bet Boston.
I think this is my issue, right? And I think that the main thing that I want to talk about, besides believing in Luka, right? And I get it. Luka is great. He's the best player in this series. I think he's phenomenal, honestly. Where were the advantages for Dallas versus Boston? Like, to believe that this was going to be like a even matchup, because I tell you, like, I asked a lot of Dallas Mavericks fans, and I was being an asshole too, but I felt like they deserved it because they came out of nowhere. Honestly, I know like 5 really true Mavericks fans I've known for some years.
Right.
The rest of them, I have no idea who these people are on Twitter. I don't know where they came from, but my thing is, like, where were the advantages? Because, like, you said that they were even and they matched up well, and that's what a lot of the new ones were saying. Like, they match up well, and Dallas has enough. And I said, how? And the things that they said was Derek Lively off the bench. They said Gafford, and they said Gafford and Lively they would take over Horford and KP. And they trust PJ Washington, and Kyrie was going to cook. And yeah, I think that was it. They said that their bench is deep. I felt like that was delusional. I didn't even understand why you would say that if you haven't been watching the team. I feel like they just popped up and watched the team. Like, come on, Travis. Give me a basketball reason. Don't give me no hater shit because you're a Lakers fan. Don't take that hater shit off. Take your hater hat off and give me a basketball take as to why this was a good matchup and they were supposed to be even.
Okay. Well, let's just say this, right? We both know, and I give Brad Stevens props for figuring out too that Boston doesn't have a superstar. Tatum is a star. He's not a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
And Brown is a star, but not a superstar. Mm-hmm. So what they did, he basically stacked the deck to where, we're not going to get Porzingis. We're going to get Jrue Holiday and only have to trade Marcus Smart for Jrue Holiday. And I forgot who they traded for Porzingis. You know what I'm saying?
They traded Marcus Smart for Porzingis, and then they traded Malcolm Brogdon.
Malcolm Brogdon for Jrue Holiday. Think about the upgrade. Malcolm Brogdon he was hurt this year. He's always hurt. Marcus Smart is just the defensive player who thinks he can play offense.
Yes.
Jrue Holiday is an upgrade. He's a better version of Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
And Porzingis is a better version of whatever they had last year at the big man spot. They're a different team with Porzingis. They just are. I think what people saw in Dallas was, look, they saw 2022. Steph Curry was a superstar. Clay, Wiggins did enough, right, to kind of neutralize Tatum. And they just thought that it was going to be just like 22, where Tatum kind of falters. Brown does his thing, but kind of falters. Tatum kind of falters. And Luka does what Steph did, carry a team to 6 wins. But the problem is, even with Tatum playing horrible, his running mate is getting locked up. I mean, Kyrie, Luka had 32 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. Now, granted, he had 8 turnovers. Kyrie's had 32 points in 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's getting locked up. And Boston is uniquely positioned to guard Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
They have essentially 4 guys,
Yep.
and they're all high-level defenders who can guard him.
Mm-hmm.
You got all NBA defensive team White, Derek White.
Mm-hmm.
You can start with basically the best defensive guard in the league in Drew Holiday. I felt like the year that Marcus Smart won the defensive MVP, I felt like Drew should have won it. But that's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And he could be up for defensive player of the year every year. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they got Brown, who's probably now I think he's taking over because Kawhi is just not healthy enough. They're probably the best 2-way player, in the league. Because if you say if it's you can say Kawhi is the best 2-way, but the problem is Kawhi don't play enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have even if they had to, they could put Tatum on him, and and if Porzingis is not the 10 man, if they go to the basket, he can block shots. Yeah, like I said, I think Boston is uniquely there. This is an easy matchup for Boston, and if I said, if Porzingis is healthy, they just too much. Dallas is built like the 01 Philadelphia 76ers. Remember it had Aaron McKee and George Lynch and like Rajah Bell.
You're going back.
Yeah, and Dikembe Mutombo, all these guys, right? Where obviously can shoot it 49 times and nobody ain't saying nothing, right? That's what Dallas is built like. They're built like where 2 guys got to score 30 each. Yeah. And then everybody could pitch in. That's what the people thought. They thought that Kyrie was going to cook, get 30. Luke was always going to get 30.
Yep.
And then PJ Brown get 10 to 15. Gafford get 10 to 15. Jones get like 6 to 12, right? Lively get 10 to 12. You know what I'm saying? That's what people thought that was going to be. But Boston has completely shut all that off. They're basically saying, Luka, do you. And we're going to shut everybody else off. That's why Luka scoring 30 a game,
Your average, which is like a little bit, I think, beneath his average, but like
he's always average average 34. He's averaged 30 in the final. And he had a 30-point triple-double. So the first person to do it since LeBron. So they're just basically saying, we're going to stop everybody else, and Luka just do his thing.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
Is Tatum playing bad or is he shooting bad?
Well, okay. He obviously had, what was it, 12 assists, 9 rebounds to go along with his 12, 15 points, whatever. I think he's shooting terrible. He's not playing. Okay. Like, as bad as Kobe played against Boston in 2010, right? It wasn't consistent games. It was never at home, Like at home he killed, except for Game 7. I think Tatum is pressing. I mean, he's pressing heavy, and I think that they're winning not in spite of him, but kind of like that. They're so talented to where it doesn't even matter that he's scoring 16 points. Like how good is the team? If Luka, like you see, Kyrie scoring 16, they can't even get to 100.
Yeah, but his team is ass.
Well, I just said that they're built for 2 guys to score a lot of points and a lot of shots, and then everybody kind of fill around that. You know what I'm saying? Where Boston, the collective bargaining agreement is basically built for Boston not to be Boston.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, right? I'm super critical of Tatum because, and this is me, like, I might make some Celtics fans upset, but this is me being realistic and being who I am. He pisses me off offensively because I don't understand. I don't get someone like him that has all the gifts and the physical tools to get what you want and then to do what you don't need to do. I don't get that about him, and I don't understand someone built just with his height and his, he's in great shape. He's not in bad shape. He's in great shape. You don't have a consistent mid range. You lose the ball in the paint area when on certain drives. You settle for 3-point shots. The threes are nice, especially when your wing can shoot threes. That's great, but I don't want to see you shoot 6, 7 threes. I want to see you shoot like 10 mid-range shots. I want to see you go in the paint majority of the time. I want to see you then shoot about 4 threes, maybe 5. Mm-hmm. I wish he scored like Kevin Durant, but Kevin Durant's my favorite wing, so I think that's a hard task sometimes, but you have the physical tools to do it. You can do this, and I think that would make him so much better as a player, if he just figured that part out. I'd also love for the coach to get the ball to him in better spots. I don't think he does that either. I just kind of think that just top of the key, do your thing is not good offense. I would love to see that change it up. But for Tatum, I want to see him do a whole summer with Kevin Durant. I don't want you to work with nobody else. That's Kevin Durant, man. Don't touch nobody else. Just KD. Like, get into that man's head as to when you go right, or when you get past this guy, what are you thinking? Or when you have this defense, defensive scheme, what are you thinking? Just pick somebody's brain that's elite at it, and I see his trainer, and I'm just like, I see the move that his trainer, and I forgot his trainer's name, where, he does the 1, 2, 3 dribble and that step back shot. And I'm just like, that's the shit that he does verbatim on the fucking court. And I hate it. Like, I will always be critical of the offensive part of Tatum, is how he thinks the offensive part, Mm-hmm. Defensively, I think he's really, really good. I think he's pretty great, to be honest.
He's great defensively.
He's great defensively. He's guarding the bigs right now. Wings don't do that. They don't want to do that. They don't want to guard bigs. He's guarding those bigs right now, and he's up there manning the paint. And I think that's like, he's unsung right now because it's not flashy, because they're looking at 6 of 22. And his playmaking has come a long way. Mm-hmm. The offense would help if he just pick his spots better. One of the things, like, moving on, one of the things that I wanted to talk about, because I've been getting into it with Twitter. Twitter loves to get into it with me, and I don't give a shit, because I'm not going to move on my opinion. I'm not gonna just change it. Dallas did not go through a fucking gauntlet to get to the finals. There was no gauntlet. Let's think about this. Let's think about this. They did not get through a gauntlet. The Clippers, no Kawhi.
They still have Paul George.
Stop it.
You know what I'm saying? Stop it. Paul George, Harden, Westbrook.
Stop it. Let me tell you why. Every year. No, I'm going to come back to you. Every year the Clippers are washed. Every year we say the Clippers are washed. They're not going anywhere. Paul George is playoff P, and we know playoff P means he's a playoff dropper. He's going to be inconsistent. He's going to have one good game, and then we know he's going to have a string of stinkers. We say this every year. All of a sudden this year, Paul George was different. He was supposed to be different. The Clippers were supposed to be different. We already said Russell Westbrook, he can't really change the game anymore. He is now in a reserved role. He's not Russell Westbrook of 6-7 years ago. Mm-hmm. James Harden, he has his moments. He's damn sure not James Harden of 4 years ago, 3 years ago. That's not a fucking gauntlet to get through those guys with all of those little asterisks on them. And then there's no Kawhi to top it off. Nobody was guarding Luka. I think Luka played bad, to be honest with you. But this team, nobody picked the Clippers to really do anything, especially without Kawhi. You had the two better players on your team, and you beat them. The next one, baby OKC. There was children on that team. There's nothing but a bunch of kids on that team. And they played just like that. And a team who I felt like was lucky that Zion didn't play in the first round, because some of those games, I was like, damn, if they had a real dominant big, they could have been in trouble like early on. No Zion, they take advantage. Rightfully so, they win. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
They get to the second round, and then they play like kids. And they played like kids in the first round too, but New Orleans, just outmatched. J-Dub, young, second-year player. Chet, rookie. No big man depth. Lu Dort can't really shoot. They're young. They're kids. Kyrie's been through it. Luka is Luka. You take advantage, and then you have two bigs who literally were dominating in the paint, and Chet couldn't do all of it by himself. They were children. I don't know why anybody picked OKC to go that damn far. You could tell they had a good run in the regular season. The holes in their team was going to come back up. It did. They have no big man depth. The third round, my favorite team to talk about, Minnesota. The Ant Jordan hype. I love the Ant Jordan hype. I don't know what the fuck y'all were watching, but Ant Jordan hype. That man is not Jordan. That's not Jordan. That's Anthony Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and he's a damn good player, but he's not as good as y'all think he is. He's not there yet. No, real threats with the shooting. Cat 4 of 1,000. I swear to God, I was 4 of 1,000. Count it in that last series. Rudy Gobert, please, offensively, and pull him out of the paint. He starts getting shaky. You can start getting him out that game. And they had two better closers in Dallas and then Minnesota. They go through these bad spells of scoring. It's terrible when they go on a cold streak. It's like they can't pull themselves out of it. And it was like that the whole damn season, actually. It's one of the knocks, the asterisks that we had on them, where those cold spells, what's going to happen when they go cold? How are they going to get the offense going? I picked the two closers in Luka and Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
What makes it a gauntlet? Because I felt like they were able to take advantage in all three of those matchups, where it made sense, actually, just the way things fell. Those last couple games of the season, why it lined up the way that it did, and they were very lucky. But explain to me why you think it's a gauntlet that Dallas went through.
One is the West. The West was as deep as it's ever been this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, did the Clippers have Kawhi? Didn't have Kawhi? Yeah, but the Clippers, they know how to play without Kawhi. They went to the Western Conference Finals without him a couple years ago,
Mm-hmm.
So they challenged Phoenix last year with no Kawhi and Paul George and without James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, the Clippers is a tough matchup, And at one point, people thought they was going to go to the finals. I know that obviously minus Kawhi, they had Kawhi at the time, but I think that that's what people. They still had a lot of talent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe it didn't come to fruition, and but it still had a lot of talent. Now, as young as OKC is, they still won 58 games in the West, and it was a number 1 seed. And yeah, you're right. Not having Zion, obviously they swept New Orleans, but I always feel to this day like if the Lakers would have lost on purpose. Now, I don't know if you beat Sacramento, but if they would have lost on purpose, maybe things change, but that's neither here nor there.
You saw how he squeezed the Lakers in there, y'all. It took him not
Yeah,
that long, man.
20 minutes. So anyway, so they play the number 1 seed in the West. Second best record in the NBA behind Boston, and they, like I said, they beat them. I mean, you saying all these young guys, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, first team All NBA. Second runner-up in the MVP. Yes, they were young at spots, but Dort has been in the playoffs. He played with Houston in the playoffs. And obviously, don't get me wrong, they have a lot of young talent, but they were still super talented. And then, Minnesota was probably everybody's pick to go to the finals. They had just dethroned the champs. They had beat the gauntlet, the monster, which was Denver, because everybody thought that Denver was going to just, get back to the finals. Then Denver had the 3-time MVP. Had not even an all-star, but an all-star playoff player in Jamal Murray. They had the same squad essentially minus Bruce Brown from last year. So Minnesota, obviously, we talked about it before. The GM came from Denver. He built the team just to beat Denver.
Just to beat Denver, yeah.
Yeah, and so I think that, the Ant Jordan thing was stupid. I never felt that Ant was on Jordan's level yet. He was a good player. I would say Ant's more Dominique right now than he is Jordan. But, we don't have to get into that. But they like you said, the 2 closers was on Dallas. And, like every game was close essentially, except for, the last game, game 5, So, I mean, Luka had to shoot. I think Rudy Gobert is overrated. I mean, 4 defensive player in the years in like 6 years. That's stupid. Without Anthony Davis getting 1, that's just stupid to me.
Or Bam. I think that Bam.
Or Bam or Drew Holiday. Yeah. He gets 4. So yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that. They just kind of.
It's lazy. It's lazy.
Yeah, it's big and tall and block shots. It's just it's lazy as hell. Rudy Gobert just automatically. You'd be like, I don't even get it. But anyway,
he really gonna piss you off when he get into the Hall of Fame.
Oh no, look, they let anybody. The basketball is the weakest Hall of Fame ever.
Yeah,
Tracy McGrady got in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
Hell no, he ain't a Hall of Famer.
And he had 6 good years of basketball. Granted, he were good, but he never won a playoff series ever. So that's a whole nother story.
That's in the summertime. We'll get
yeah. Like I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I think Carmelo had a way. I think Carmelo's way better than Tracy McGrady, but we'll get in that. But yeah, I think that they beat Minnesota in the way they beat Minnesota. Who Minnesota, like I said, just came off beating Denver. I think that people thought that Dallas does have the best player and the best closer. And they went through the gauntlet of the West, and so that's why I think people said that it was a gauntlet of who they went through, because the West was a gauntlet. Everybody was kind of in this big old huge bucket of closeness, and they're like, they were the ones that got out.
No, I get it. Yeah, I get it. I think that how I view the West is a little different from a lot of folks, and that's like I think they have the names, but they have flawed teams, just like the East has flawed teams, but they have some that are clear-cut favorites and clear-cut better than the rest. I think they got names, Phoenix, they got some names, but defensively, they are not good. They are not well coached. The offense is not smooth at all, and they don't have enough guys that can make shots outside of Booker and KD. And then the Beal experiment is
no, but okay. On your end, take out Boston because they were 25-7 against the West. Take out Boston, right?
Yeah.
Teams, anybody else in the East is top 5 in the West. I don't see it. Remember, maybe Philly would be if Embiid is healthy, right? Mm-hmm. But you take out that, Indiana,
Milwaukee.
I guess if they were healthy, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. They might be a 3 seed, maybe a 4.
But that's my point though. Like those, I'm not taking away like like from them. What I'm saying is like I think that there are 3 teams in the East, and I think that there are like 3 teams in the West that makes sense. I don't think that every team in the West, because it's the West, is necessarily that good. I think they have a name that
So
is.
the first 4 teams in the West.
Go ahead. Denver, Minnesota.
Denver, Minnesota, Dallas, OKC.
Yes.
They're all 55 win teams.
Absolutely.
And I think they're all top 4 teams in the East. That's why I feel, I mean, like I said, Boston was this is their year, right?
Yep.
But let's take them out, right? And being hurt is a part of it, it's just as is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a part of it. So I don't think anybody in the East beats anybody in the West in a playoff series. Take out Boston, like I said.
I don't know if I buy that. I think that if I see a healthy Milwaukee team.
I said when everybody the way it played out, when everybody played out, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, because I would only say health wise, I think Milwaukee can beat a couple of them teams.
Yes, of course. Yeah. But I'm saying like how it played out in the playoffs.
Yeah.
As is. I think that's why people think the gauntlet was the West, because the West was missing Kawhi essentially, and that's essentially it. Everybody else is pretty healthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where in the East, everybody got hurt. Jimmy Butler, Giannis the Dame, all of New York. You know what I'm saying?
The whole New York roster.
You know what I'm saying? The whole roster, Halliburton, dude from Cleveland, like everybody got hurt. So it just assumed that like Boston just kind of cakewalked. They probably would have won anyway. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that they think that Dallas went through healthy OKC, mostly healthy Clippers, and a healthy Minnesota to get to the final.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I still will say Indiana is the most annoying team you could play.
But what happened? Halliburton got hurt.
He was losing anyway in the 2 games he played.
They lost, but it was only got down 0-2. He was coming back home. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they would have won the series, but maybe they could have won a game or 2. Maybe.
And still would have lost the series. I mean,
yeah. I'm just saying though, it might not have been a sweep.
So here's the thing. With Indiana, their offense was still 10 times better than whatever the hell Dallas thinks that they're doing. I like that. Like Indiana, and people. This is what I'm saying, right? If you don't have a name on a team, people not watching them. If you don't got a top 10 player, people not watching them, and that's not how I view ball. Because I watched Indiana from October, and I was like, these motherfuckers are annoying. November, these motherfuckers are annoying. I'll tell you this right now. I was like, I don't know how they going 10 deep and everybody can score. That shit is annoying. Dallas I bet you Luka wish like the X out his whole team and put Indiana in there or whatever. He'd be like, I wish I probably could have won a game if I had those guys. Indiana got a better offense. They can put 130 up on anybody.
That's true.
Anybody, didn't matter who you were, anybody. And
yeah.
And I am grateful. I'm so grateful that Dallas runs this terrible ass offense and Indiana is not in the fucking West. Because
no.
This is not what I
it's about matchups. I think Denver would have been the matchup for you guys. Because that would have been the matchup because y'all would have had no answer for Joker. Now you might have had an answer for Murray, but Joker would have been a problem for you guys.
It would have required Joe to make some uncomfortable decisions with the starting lineup that I'm not sure if he was ready to do. And it required sitting one of the guys down in Derek White or Drew. And
to go bigger, you would have had to start Al and Porzingis.
KP. He would have had to sit White down and have brought Horford in because I was like, that was the way that you would have now had a slight advantage, or you would have matched up well with that team. I felt like they could have neutralized Michael Porter Jr. I felt like they could have helped out.
The problem would have been Gordon, just because he's so much more athletic than Horford.
True, but I think that what I saw in that last game, because like the first game, I was like, now you see what you're gonna get. The second game, they wanted to see if they could capitalize off of what they missed on the first game. In that second game, I was like, okay, you got to go big. Like JT playing the 4 and KP at the 5 is not going to work. You need somebody that can actually be smart in this 5 position, and that's Horford. You need to move KP right back to the 4, which makes Aaron Gordon have to get guard somebody who's about 6 inches taller than he is, and see how he would have done with that. And I think that would have got him in trouble. That's how I saw that going. But it's if Joe would have made the decision to actually sit Derek White down. He loves Derek White, you know.
He should.
But Derek White would have had to be the 6th man. And I thought that would have been a great decision if he would have done it. But I think that was the matchup that everybody wanted to see, Celtics versus Denver. We didn't get it, obviously.
You'll get it next year.
Here's the thing. I said early on, Denver don't look the same like they did the last year. I said they're losing to these real bad team, but it's the way they're losing. I was like, the guys are scoring on them. Like, it's like nothing. And they're also like stepping up to the plate defensively and defending them, you know. Joker's Joker, but you're messing around with Michael Porter Jr., you know, KCP's having some off nights, and then Jamal Murray, he was hit or miss in a lot of those games. I was like, they don't look like they did last year.
Bruce Brown, they didn't realize how big of a piece he was. He was their piece. I think let's just say, you know, I'm just throwing out a name. Say they get Tobias Harris, right, on a minimum, right, and he don't have to start. You got Tobias Harris off the bench, and he could be the energy guy that comes in, does this thing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think Denver's going to make a move, not a big move. I think they're pretty much set as a 5.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to move. Obviously, they're going to move off DeAndre Jordan. Probably move off of the backup point guard. I can't think of his name.
Reggie Jackson.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They keep the young guys, and then they go get another wing vet. You know, to
that makes sense. That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think Michael Porter Jr. is possibly up for a trade? Do you think they do it?
No, I think if next year, if they lose again, then yes. I don't think, like, you know, I would be surprised, like me, I would be surprised if they trade him. Because they're not going to get what they want from him unless they go send him to Brooklyn and go get, Miles Bridges.
Mikal Bridges?
Mikal Bridges, I'm sorry. Mikal Bridges, yeah. If they go get him, then that's a fair thing. Because they need Michael Porter because he can shoot, right? Now
Mikal would fit better, wouldn't he?
He would, because guess what? He's long, he's athletic, and he can defend, right? Yeah. Michael Porter is long, but he can't really defend like that.
Not a great defender.
Yeah, the problem is they're going to need a guy, because now Edwards, you know, they need somebody to guard Edwards. He's too big for Murray and KCP, and Aaron Gordon, he's too fast for Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Michael Porter can't guard him. So, like, a Mikal Bridges will be perfect. Just slide him in Michael Porter's spot, because you still get the threes, you get to space the floor, and you get the defense against Ant. And then, you get, like, you figure you have him go against Kawhi and the Clippers, go against LeBron and the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go against Luka in Dallas, go against you. Mikal Bridges is like that piece that they would need to bring them back to that elite level.
Yeah, I can see that. I like that mix. I don't know if they pull the trigger, but I think
I don't know.
I think moving Michael Porter Jr. though for an actual wing that can like score and defend, though actually defend.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, I think, like I said, this year, I mean, this is my opinion, I think it's going to be a lot of trades.
Trades happening.
Yeah, a lot of trades, just because, like, people's going to have to figure out how to get a good team that's still under the apron. You know,
It's they gotta work on it. I think that the Clippers, I think they're gonna dismantle it and kind of pull it apart.
he
And
can't. He can't. The new arena. He can't. The tickets are ridiculous. I've seen them. I have a friend who's season tickets,
yeah,
15,000, and that's for half the season. You didn't get a whole season with
15,000
it. Yeah, they paid 13,000 for the whole season last year. It's 15,000 now,
for
and that's
half the
for
season.
half the season.
Who you play? What they pay monthly?
I'm assuming, yeah.
Ain't no
I'm assuming
fucking
they
way.
say put down a certain percentage. They say maybe 5,000, and then pay monthly or whatever. I
Yeah,
don't know.
you pay monthly, something like that. Because
Yeah,
damn,
but because it's the state of the art everything.
yeah,
And
it's gonna be nice. It's I get it. It's gonna be
yeah,
nice.
so he can't break it up. He has to bring back either Paul George or he's going to bring back James Harden. It's just if James Harden takes the pay cut that they want, you know what I'm saying? So
Do you?
they're
But
not
do
breaking
you
it up.
try to change? The rumor is Paul George to Philly. Philly's going to be very aggressive in trying to get Paul
Yeah,
George.
they're going to give him the max. They're going to give him whatever he wants.
Right. So I think Paul George might be gone, but Kawhi, Harden, and Russell Westbrook might still be there.
That's the team.
And that's the team. But I think Tobias Harris will find himself over there too. You know, and it's funny. I know people are like, Tobias Harris. I think he'll actually fit.
He's perfect for that
Yeah,
team. He's
he's
perfect.
perfect for them. He's so perfect for them, like an actual power forward. That he can stretch the floor. I think he's better than what a lot of y'all give him credit for, because if you remember before he got to Philly, Tobias Harris was a nice player. He was pretty damn good. Solid 20, 22 points. I know y'all don't remember this or whatever, but
He was with the Clippers getting 20.
he was with the Clippers, and who was his coach?
Doc
Doc
Rivers.
Rivers. That was his, I think, best season under Doc.
Tobias is a good player. He's just not a max player. That's the thing.
There
Like,
you
you
go.
can't
Not a
pay
max
him as a
player.
max. Like, there's not a lot of money out there for teams to really pay. So I think a lot of teams are going to be fighting for him as a vet minimum guy. Maybe the Lakers can get that the $10 million vet minimum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's solid, man. I'm telling
Or
you,
the
he's gonna
Clippers
help
can give
somebody.
him. The Clippers are over the threshold, so the Clippers can't give nobody a deal. They only can give like $5 million and below. You know what I'm saying? Because they're over the threshold. We could talk about that one day in the offseason, like how the owners kind of jerk the NBA players, with this. They're trying to make the NBA so even.
Yes.
To where that's why it's going to be a different champion every year. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
But we said that a few weeks, some months ago, I think. We were every year, everybody gonna be able to eat, so everybody gonna get the championship out of this.
That's what I'm saying. I'll say in 2 years, Derek White's gonna be gone from Boston. They're not gonna be able to afford him, right? They're gonna have to pick between Derek White or Porzingis because they already signed Drew back. They already gonna sign Tatum back. They already signed Brown back. They can't keep everybody, right? So somebody's gonna be man. And I think it's gonna be Derek White because he's gonna get like 30 million somewhere else. Now I think Porzingis comes back, but I think Derek White is gonna be, somewhere else making a lot of money.
Probably. I think that I want to see what he does, because I thought that it was funny how they paid Peyton Pritchard, and when he got his contract, and they gave him
what was his contract?
Like 40 million.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they paid him. He got some money, and I think that he's going to be traded. I think that they did that to give him an opportunity to step up, play, or whatever. I really do think he's going to get traded, and they're going to use him with somebody else and ship him out and see what they do, because I really don't think they're trying to move off those 5 guys. I think Horford is gone probably next year. I think he's retired. He makes about 10 to 12 million. So
yeah.
I think that they're trying to play chess with the books right now, and I think because I was like, why do you pay Peyton Pritchard? I was like, I don't understand that. I was like,
why did Golden State pay dude and then trade him?
Oh, Poole?
To get off the books, get the money off the books.
I thought that was crazy. This is the thing, though, right? I think they've made some like an array of bad decisions in the past 3-4 years. They just made so many bad moves because I would have kept him and had started looking somewhere for Draymond to go. Because like one of the issues that they have, they ain't got no scoring off that bench. They looking around, they're like, can anybody get a bucket?
You can't get rid of Draymond. They if they got rid of Draymond, they would give up 140 points because they are little anyway. So with Draymond, without Draymond toughness, they are tiny and soft.
It's not like they, drafted a big man at some point in the last 3-4 years.
Like I said, they thought that the dude from Detroit was going to be that guy. I didn't see it. I thought he was soft. It turned out he was soft, the number 2 pick that they drafted.
Wiseman.
Yeah, Wiseman. So I think Chris Paul's contract, they haven't cut him yet. Maybe they use him as a piece to get somebody.
To go back to Phoenix? Oh, yeah.
God, no.
To go back to the Phoenix, they need a point guard.
Phoenix ain't gonna pay him $30 million.
No, he need to sit his ass down, take that $500,000, and be lucky that he's on somebody's roster. Like they need a point guard though. Really?
Yeah, no. They gonna get somebody gonna do a vet minimum. Like they all. That's all they have is vet minimum.
It might be Reggie. Look out for. It might be Reggie. I think it's gonna be Reggie because Reggie has to do the least amount of work in that kind of offense when you got all like KD and Booker, and then Beal as well. They're probably gonna put him in the starting lineup or whatever. I don't know, but I did want to ask you about your Lakers and the coaching issue that you guys have going on. You like to talk about the Lakers any other time, and I thought that I would wait and ask you to see what your opinion is on the coaching choices and how you guys have not gotten anybody yet, but you made an offer and it was rejected.
Okay. I have a lot to say about this, but I know, we're pressed for time or whatever.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
I'll give you 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Well, put like this. I think that with that, this was out of the blue, and they would say, "Oh yeah, we've been trying to get him out of the blue,"
Mm-hmm.
And then they said we made him this massive offer, and it was a 6-year deal for $70 million.
Yes.
So that was way overblown. If you wanted him to leave, he's the dynasty right now in college basketball. You got to make him an offer you can't refuse. They should have offered him 8 for $100
million. Absolutely.
Yeah, or 7 for 95 or something. You don't give him $11 million where he's like the 7th highest paid coach in the league and think like, oh yeah, look at this offer. $70 million when they said it was over 100. UConn can match that. You know what I'm saying? They're going to make him the highest paid at $10 million. I can stay back in the crib.
Yeah.
Like you have to give him an offer where it was like, I'm not saying he has to be with Steve Kerr at 17, but he got to be at least 13 to 14,
Top 3, top 2.
Yeah, like he should have been 7 for 100,
Yeah.
Or something like that, 8 for 100, like, you know what I'm saying? Or 8 for 105. Like the problem with the Lakers is they lowball the coach and expect people to come because they're the Lakers. Like, as a Laker fan, and I've been a Laker fan since, I was born, so we just live in the past too much. We just thinking dudes are going to come because of our past. Nobody cares about Magic and Worthy and Kareem and Kobe and Shaq. Like, we got to face facts that we have a 40-year-old who runs the team and AD, and then a bunch of meh, we're not in the championship bubble. We're not a team that's going to win. And the coach, whatever coach is going to be now, he's going to take the blame if they lose because we're a delusional fan base. We think that we're always in the championship bubble when we're not. And we're not ran that well. So, like I said, I can go on and on and on.
I love the honesty. I gotta get my brother Travis that honesty. When he said we're delusional, I said, man.
We are. I mean, look, I think we're a good team. We're just not a championship team. Look, we're not. I was like, we're the 5th best team at best in the West. Obviously, I told you the 4: Dallas, Dallas, Minnesota, Denver, and OKC.
Brother,
all
I can't
better.
give you that. And y'all be in the 8th seed. I can't give you that.
Well, no, I'm saying I said at the best. So let's say we make some changes, right? For next year. Mm-hmm. Say we do something, right? I don't know, whatever. I think we only get up to the 5, and then we're fighting the Clippers, and like in OKC, fighting the Clippers and everybody else.
Dallas and Phoenix.
Yes. Well, Phoenix, I think we're better than already. But
oh shit.
Yeah, I think we're better than Phoenix already. We smacked them like 4 times. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're better than Phoenix already.
But y'all getting older, man. Y'all getting older.
No, that's what I said. I think I can't expect LeBron to play 71 games again this year at 40.
Insane.
And AD played 76. So
insane.
You know what I'm saying? Like he had his healthiest year ever. And so I don't know if that can happen next year. And I just think that like the Lakers are at a point where the direction, I don't know where they're going. Like we're not necessarily, I would hope that we don't trade all our picks for a win now move, like a sorry move like Trae Young. That's stupid. Because I wouldn't be a Laker fan if they got Trae Young anymore. Or Donovan Mitchell or some dumb move. That's not going to put us over the top. I just think, like I said, if I'm a coach, I'm going to want an absurd amount of money because this job is not, it's like the Dallas Cowboy job. It's like great expectations, but not really a great team.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it too. I just think that y'all are always going to have an issue. Still hoping that LeBron's going to turn back the clock about 7 years. And
we can't expect 2018 LeBron.
I think that's so unfair to to do that to him.
LeBron is averaging 25, 8, and 8. I'm like, dude, he don't play no defense no more.
Yeah, he's giving up everything so he can have his energy to give you 25, 8, and 8.
They'd be like, Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves is if he was on Boston, he would be the 6th man.
He would. He'd be right off the bench.
He'd be off the bench. I mean, he's our 3rd best player.
Well, yeah. Y'all gotta definitely like one thing that how I knew that Boston finally understood that nobody gives a shit that you're Boston was when they got rid of Danny Ainge. I was like, get rid of him because he operates like it's 1988. And I was like, I need him to leave. Get the fuck out of here. And it's just how he got players. The players didn't really when he would sign players, I'm like, yeah, we could use him, but do we need him? And that was the whole thing. So when they finally let his ass go, now I'll never forget when they said he was stepping down, the motherfucker got fired. Don't believe that shit. He got fired because he was fucking up. Like he was making ridiculous decisions. You're paying Kemba that ridiculous amount of money and you're trying to get, keep Gordon Hayward and get this kind of team, blah, blah, blah. And then you let Terry Rozier go. That was a ridiculous move that some of us didn't like. But then you had an opportunity to trade Gordon Hayward for Sabonis a few years ago. You don't do it because they don't throw in Doug McDermott. Get him off my fucking team. Absolutely.
Like I said, you had 1,000 picks and really just 2 panned out.
And 2 panned out. Nobody looks at that shit. Yeah. 2 of them panned out. I'll give Marcus Smart to you. And he was solid. And then Robert Williams, solid, but he's not really like healthy, but solid
always
though.
Hurt, yeah.
Always hurt. But Brown and Tatum, and the only one he wanted for sure out of those guys was Brown. He was not looking at Tatum the first time. He was looking at Josh Jackson. I will tell that story every time. He was mad that Josh did not come to that workout in Boston because he was like, I ain't going there. I don't want to play for Boston. And then he started looking at Tatum. Don't let that man lie to you.
That's what I'm saying. Like he had 50,000 picks, and he took all these guys. I was like, remember that shooter from that small school that he took, the light-skinned kid.
Edwards. Yes.
And then the next year, he took the left-handed kid from Kentucky, the freshman.
Fuck? I've suffered. I have suffered.
I was kind of like, I didn't get that pick. He just picked the shooter from the 6'5" shooter, and then turn around and get another shooter from Kentucky.
I have suffered, people, and I deserve what's about to happen in a week. We're gonna have a parade. I deserve this parade, okay? I have now
all right.
been alive for 2 championships.
All right.
08, 2024, because I trust Boston to win 2 more. I damn sure don't trust Dallas to win 4.
All right. Take it easy.
Yeah, look at you. You're like, damn, they got that 18.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, look, I've been spoiled. I've been alive for what is it, 11?
Like 60 years.
No, I've been alive for what is it? 11 Lakers championships? Yeah, I mean, God,
you old, Travis.
I mean, we won in the 2000s. You know, you guys, you won one in 2000.
We won one. There's a lot of people that can't even sniff the third round.
That's true. Like I said, you won one in 2008. We won 5.
And I was a teenager, and that's okay. Yeah. So now
I respect it.
I'm grown, and I got 2 of them. So I'm about to get me some. They're gonna send me a couple rings because they owe that to me.
Go ahead. Like I said, the process is finally paying off. I'm sick to my stomach, but Boston probably wins.
We're gonna be looking at y'all like down here, like 18, looking at everybody.
Oh my God.
You know what I realized before we get out of here? I realized the reason why y'all really pissed, the Lakers fans really pissed this year, is because y'all don't see when the next championship is coming. So you don't know when you can come back and try to get that 18, because y'all don't know when the fuck y'all are going to be competitive for a championship.
Look, I agree. We kind of had a fluky Western Conference final run last year, kind of fluky. We played Memphis without big man. Play exhausted Golden State after 7 games at Sacramento, and then we played Denver and they smack us. Yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, depending on what, I don't really trust Pelinka to do any great moves or anything this year. So I don't know. Like I said,
we're gonna see what y'all do though. But I know that once this finals is over, and then we get to the off season, and then we start seeing the moves. I'm really curious to see, because JJ Redick, in my opinion, is your coach. That's your coach. We gotta stop lying.
If I would rather have Sam Cassell, just because Sam Cassell, yeah, I like him.
He don't like you.
He don't like the Lakers?
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't care. You can't have him. No.
Hey, like I said, Sam, I would want Sam Cassell because he reminds me of a Ty Lue. Like, he would stand up to LeBron. He'd be like, "Shut up, man. Let me do this." Like he seemed like he was a good guy. He would hire a good staff.
I'm gonna call Sam and let him know. Don't take that bullshit job. I would say
I would say that. I would say, like, hopefully it'd be him, but yeah, they probably do. The fact that they said he's like Pat Riley, you think JJ Redick is Pat Riley? I'm like,
they selling you.
From?
They selling you.
Like, where you see that? Pat Riley?
That's when I knew. That's when I knew that I was like, they are about to.
We are always in the past. It was like Pat Riley was hired. I was like, Pat Riley was hired in 1980. Damn, I was
years ago. Born. Let that shit go. Catch up to 2024 Lakers.
Yeah, like the Lakers is always like, that's why we have like 15 documentaries out now. The Showtime show, Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, the kids. I'm like, we're living in this bubble of past. So anyway,
question, Travis.
I'm not. Yo, go ahead.
Final question. You coming to Boston for the parade?
Yeah, with an Uzi.
What the fuck?
Nah, I'm just playing.
This fucking. He didn't mean it, y'all. I promise.
I'm just joking.
He is joking. It's a joke.
It's rubber bullets. It'd be rubber bullets right for Jason Tatum's knee. Nah, I'm just playing, man.
Listen, shout out to my Celtics. We want to get it done.
Oh God, yeah.
We want to get it done. Get her done.
Yeah, no respect. I can't even lie. Like, I just wish, yeah, we gotta win one for the next 5 years so we can tie y'all and pass y'all. You know.
I mean, I think we're gonna get another one. And
honestly, you could if you keep this team together. You make a couple of trades on the outside. Yeah.
Yeah, listen. Shout out to
they want parity. They want it to be like the NFL.
Yeah, I know that's exactly what they did because somebody knew unless you fucking my guy Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs or whatever, but
they're messing it up, right?
Yeah, they're fucking it up. They like, we done gave you bullshit wide receivers. We done gave you crap 2 years in a row and a fucking rookie, and you mean to tell me you winning again and again?
That's like taking, they took Tyreek Hill. That's like taking Brown off the team and say, you know what? Win Boston, win the championship without Brown. And that's what they're doing.
And that's what they're doing.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait for football. I really can't. I love basketball. I know we're about to win this championship. I get it, but fuck am I ready for football? Because woo, I got some shit to talk with the football.
Well, there you go. Like I said, I'm and so I'm with it. They want basketball to be like football. They don't want They don't want the Warriors no more. They don't want that where it's boring.
Yeah, they want everybody to.
Yeah, that's why I said this year Boston team is kind of boring. If Boston say wins in 5, they would have lost like 3 games the whole damn playoffs. They don't want that. They want some dramatic.
They got to make some money. They
want like a Dallas, Minnesota 7 games and all that.
Yeah,
kind of stuff. They want that.
Listen, we ain't gonna get it. You're gonna get this Boston championship, and we're gonna have a.
Here's what if Dallas has any chance, they got to win this next one. Luka got to go for 40, maybe 50.
Knock yourself out.
Yeah, I think he would have to do that for them to win.
Knock yourself out.
Kyrie got to step. Kyrie got to come to the series. Come to the series, Kyrie.
Man, Kyrie is, in Dubai. we out, y'all.